What's up? What do we disagree about?
Oh man, what's up, man? How you doing?
Just finding you.
Living the dream, right? One nightmare at a time.
I guess so. What do we disagree about?
Well, you said something earlier with not the last guy, but the individual before about the reason you don't believe there's a higher power is because we live in an imperfect world,
Well,
right?
any higher power. I mean, the evil's consistent with the existence of Thanos, right? And maybe he's a higher power. I don't know. But the point is that a specific type of higher power, namely a good God, like a God that's all powerful, all knowing, perfect. Um, I don't think evil's compatible with such a thing.
Well, okay, um, so imperfection, like there's imperfection in the world because uh, it couldn't be designed better, is what you're saying.
Well, there's imperfection insofar as they're elements of creation that go against God's will. And just by definition, unto God, if it
Well,
goes
okay,
against,
there we go. Good point there. Go against God's will. It's good. I think it's a good starting point here for us. So, would you agree that we have free will?
yes,
Uh, So how can there be perfection if we have free will?
I don't see the contradiction. You can have free will. Look, God, do you think God has free will? But
Of
he can
course,
only
God
do
has
perfect.
free will.
Yeah, so you can have free will and never do evil, just like God,
No, well, if you don't have the choice to go against God, then how's it free will?
because you can make choices, a whole array of choices that are all within the domain of being in within God's parameters of good.
Well, if He gives you parameters, but you can't go outside of those parameters, then how's it free will?
Because, well, look, I mean, even now, like I can't fly, I can't jump to the moon now. Like they're going to be
Well,
parameters.
that's the you're no no you're talking about laws of the universe, right? You're
Yeah.
talking about natural laws. We're not talking about natural laws. We're talking about free will.
Now that natural laws restrict freedom of choice. So if natural laws can restrict freedom of choice and not undermine our free will, then why God can do the same thing? God can restrict our
Well, no,
freedom
I
of
mean
choice.
natural laws is like physics and
Yeah.
like literally like the laws that hold the universe
There's a
together. We're
set of
not talking about that. We're
there's
talking about you as
there's
the individual
there's
being
a set
able
of
to choose because like as you said, God's will.
excuse
Sorry, you're cutting out a
me.
lot. So
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that if natural laws can restrict our options and not violate our autonomy, then I don't see why God can't restrict our options and not violate our autonomy.
well, he gave us such as there are natural laws. Natural laws are the guidelines that hold the universe together, right? Our universe exists of time, space, and matter.
What does
It's the
it do
only
with what
thing
I
that we know. Well, let me finish my point here, right? Like the universe exists of time, space, and matter. These natural laws are what hold the universe together, right? But God gave us as His creation, His most precious creation. He gave us a set of rules, a set of guidelines that we should follow. But we have the choice to go outside of that because that's free will. The universe,
look,
the
obviously
elements don't have free will.
look,
The
I
elements,
let you off for a reason. I don't understand what you're saying as it pertains to what I just said.
well, because the elements having free will. I mean, if that's what you're saying, then that like we have free will, but then you think also the elements should have free will. I mean, to me, it doesn't seem
No,
like you're saying consistent because
look,
we
here's
have
how
free wills as being, but we're held together
okay,
by laws of the universe
explain
or
this.
natural laws.
Let me just explain this to you. There's a difference between freedom of will and freedom of choice. Okay? When I go to Walmart and I'm choosing between 20 options, okay? Now, just because there aren't 21 options of cereal, okay, doesn't mean that I have less free will. The point is that whether Walmart had 10 cereals, 20 cereals, or 50 cereals, I can still make choices within the parameters of options, okay? So, God, there's the set of what we can do. And in that set, currently, there's evil stuff and good stuff, sinful stuff and not sinful stuff, right? God can just make it to where he decreases the amount of options to just non-sinful options without taking away our free will. And that is my argument.